Yeah, I think the training, getting back in right after the Orlando game was great for us. We're able to kind of just reset and refocus here on a home game versus Houston. Geodis, we're excited to be back home. We know what the crowd brings to us. We know our form has been at home, so been training well with the expectation of putting in a good performance. We're welcoming a Houston team that I think is first and foremost really well coached. Ben's been around for a while. He's won things in this league. The team is, I think, really balanced with their attacking talent and their defensive organization. So expect a really good battle of two teams that are respectively kind of competing here for the playoffs.
Thanks, Coach. Start with Jacob today.
Yeah, BJ, obviously, you have the U.S. Open Cup final at Austin on Wednesday. How do you make sure that your focus is where it should be heading into Houston on Saturday?
Yeah, it's simple. We're just focused on Houston. That's all we talk about. They're going to pose challenges to us. We stick to the process on how we prepare, and then after the Houston game, we'll reset our focus onto the next game.
And what do you think are maybe some of the specific strengths and weaknesses maybe of Houston, and I guess where you feel maybe you can take advantage in that matchup and maybe they might pose a threat to you as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see with Houston, they've got a dynamic attacking group. They've got a playmaker in like Jack McGlenny, young player who's been almost had a breakout season under Ben and the guys at Houston. So I think you're going to have a dangerous attacking group. And then it's credit to them as well because the same attacking group does a great job defending from the front, organized back line. And so it's also a difficult team to break down. So I think it'll take our best, but the group I think is prepared.
BJ, you've had midweek games throughout the season, but is there something different about coming up to a cup final in midweek than just having another MLS game or maybe a earlier round in terms of rotation, in terms of how you prepare the squad?
No, I think we stay focused on Houston. That's the next game in hand, and then we're gonna, we'll look to the Open Cup when that time comes, and take inventory where we're at. But for us, everything is focused here on a good performance versus Houston at home.
And then you mentioned Ben Olsen. He won the Open Cup a couple of years ago in very dramatic fashion. I'm sure you remember. And then he also plays Austin more than you guys do. Think you're gonna ask him any questions after the match?
Ben and I go back before his job at Houston and my job here at Nashville. We've had dialogue in season and off season, and I'm sure it'd be a fool of me to not always try to seek experience from more experienced coaches than myself. So if he's open, I'm certainly all ears.
Bob?
BJ, is it a little harder to prepare for a team you haven't seen in a few years versus when you play every so often?
I think we pretty much try to stay processed on how we want to prepare. But yeah, I think there's always, when you have a familiarity of playing teams in the Eastern Conference, I think your focus is there more. But the way we prepare is always the same. And so, I think the group feels that rhythm and sort of that consistency, and that hopefully leads us into having a good performance.
BJ, losing to Orlando at the last minute probably hurts. Which kind of lessons do you learn, the team learn, losing like that? And because we are right now at the end of this season.
Yeah, I think in the moment, yeah, of course there's frustration, there's hurt, there's a wide range of emotions, but at the same time it makes your team stronger, right? Like through periods of little bits of adversity in the game, like it actually strengthens your group, brings your group together, and that's what we sort of build on here to the next game, and you quickly sort of move on. The lessons are that we have to be better at closing out the game, and those are things that we talk about, we work on, we have strategies for, and constantly just look to get better at doing it, but at the same time understanding that each experience that we have, it actually makes the team more resilient and even stronger.
We'll go to Ben on Zoom.
Yeah, hey BJ. I think after the Orlando game, you mentioned just looking at the table how you weren't necessarily concerned with totally the final spot that you guys ended up in the table, just with how tight things are in the Eastern Conference. I'm curious, just looking at these next 3 MLS games, how important is it to win, obviously for table position, but just kind of to get back into like the habit of winning games heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, we play to win every single game. So for us, that's always the objective, and we stay focused on how we want to do that. And so for us, the next opportunity here is Houston on Saturday night. We know it's a home game. We know we'll have the crowd behind us, which is always helpful and supportive, with the intention of trying to earn 3 points.
And then just wanted to ask about a few of the guys. Obviously, Walker has missed the last 2 games. Johnny and Ahmed looked like they were both picked up injuries, and then Jason came off against Orlando. What's kind of the status on those 4?
Jason, Walker, both fully available for selection. Johnny is out, and I don't have a full update on Ahmed. It's a little bit day to day right now.
We're going to have Claudio on Zoom.
BJ, this Houston team is pretty much basis. Well, I know you know this better than I do. A lot of possession. They try to possess the ball a lot. And how are you going to manage, especially at home, to try to minimize that in terms of what using your high pressure?
Yeah, you're right. They do a great job with the ball, right? They have a lot of good rotations. Have really clear ways on the way that they want to advance it and try to get the ball into goal-scoring positions. For us, it's always remaining the same. Stay compact, build pressure when it's right, and sort of impose ourselves. That's what we like to do, and just stay true to ourselves.
Now, BJ, there's no question about the loss. The last loss was a tough one for the team. Pretty much had at one point at least to come back home. How has the team come back from that particular difficult moment at the end of the match and be ready for this one?
Yeah, I mean the group's response has been really good. Again, I think these moments that you have in these games bring groups together. They strengthen the bonds of each other. That's what's made this group so special all year, is their one ability to respond, but also how they do it, which is always together, working through things and then coming back with another good performance. So for us, we think it's only been an opportunity to get better this week, but also not only get better on the field, but even strengthen sort of the relationships that everybody has to make us what we are special, which is a complete team.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, we are in a good point for start to the clean sheet for the playoff, and the most important is like we need to learn like the last 2 games away, because we lose in the last ball practically, but it's happened now because it's important to learn for that. And we are in a good point. We believe in this team. I think we have grown a lot this year, and we continue to growing. I'm happy for that.
Thanks, Gastón. We'll start with Anel en español.
En español, great. Hasta buenas tardes. Poco a poco te has ido ganando con tu esfuerzo un lugar en el onceavo titular de este equipo. ¿Cuál consideras tú que es tu mayor aporte y tu mayor virtud durante este 2025?
Bueno, creo que sí. La verdad que es un equipo que hay mucha competición sana, donde todos queremos jugar y todos damos el máximo para poder estar en los 11 titulares. También sabemos que cada uno ayuda desde donde le toque, y bueno, al principio me tocó estar afuera y tratar de ayudar, apoyar y sobre todo dar mi experiencia en lo que ha pasado mi carrera. Y bueno, hoy por hoy me está tocando tener más minutos y estoy muy contento con eso, y también por el rendimiento del año del equipo. Creo que el año pasado tuvieron un año donde no eran las expectativas que tenía toda la gente, y este año se dio vuelta todo, y la verdad que es muy competitivo el equipo y cree mucho en sí. Así que nada, eso era lo más importante de hacer, era cambiar la mentalidad y se ha logrado.
Yeah.
Okay. La siguiente pregunta sería, están casi matemáticamente, podríamos decir que están casi agarrando ya el pase. ¿Cómo trabajan con ese ambiente de que, pues, por un lado están viendo que tienen muchas posibilidades de ya continuar al siguiente paso y con estos compromisos que ya tienen?
Bueno, sí, la verdad que queríamos cerrarla antes a esta posibilidad de entrar a playoff seguros. Sabemos que está a nuestro alcance, depende de nosotros, que eso es lo más importante. Y bueno, estamos enfocados en Houston. Sabemos que es un buen momento donde podemos dar una buena señal para lo que viene más adelante. Así que nada, afrontarlo de la mejor manera, con la energía que hemos tenido siempre. Y sabemos que en casa con toda la gente también es un plus que tenemos que nos ayuda mucho.
Gracias.
Go ahead, Claudio, en español.
Gastón, ¿qué tal? Saludos cordiales. ¿Qué esperas de Houston, tomando en cuenta, para este partido, tomando en cuenta que es un equipo que tiene un tipo de juego más pausado y de mayor posesión?
Bueno, sí, sabemos que también Houston está tratando de entrar a playoff, en este momento está afuera, así que nada, seguramente vendrán con toda la fuerza para tratar de robar algunos puntos acá en nuestra casa. Pero nosotros tenemos que enfocarnos más en nosotros, en nuestro juego, en nuestra mentalidad, sabiendo que tenemos la posición nuestra en nuestras manos, en nuestro alcance para poder lograr el playoff lo antes posible y tratar de estar más arriba para poder sellar y cerrar en casa los partidos. Eso sería fundamental para nosotros.
Ahora, no cabe duda de que la misión de Nashville ha sido muy importante para este equipo a través de toda su historia, pero parece que en esta temporada aún más. ¿Qué tanto necesita o qué mayor apoyo necesita el equipo en estos últimos 2 partidos para lograr el objetivo de la clasificación?
No podemos decir nada de la afición. La verdad que han estado en todos los partidos, sea Open Cup, sea cualquier partido. Siempre estuvieron a nuestro lado, se sienten durante los 90 minutos. Y nada, la verdad que sigan como están haciendo, que para nosotros es fundamental y nos ayudan muchísimo.
Una última de mi parte, Gastón. Bueno, apenas tienes el primer año completo acá. ¿Hay alguna experiencia ya que ha quedado en tu memoria como tu mejor momento en Nashville o todavía está por escribirse?
No, creo que se está por escribir y seguramente... A ver, hay muchas cosas que cuando vine para acá me puse como objetivo y creo que era... la posibilidad de ganar un torneo y tratar de entrar al playoff, y bueno, tengo las 2 chances a la mano, así que seguramente lo podamos lograr y bueno, nada, esperando y deseando que pase eso, la verdad.
Jacob.
Yeah, Gaston, Houston coming up is a big game for you in terms of playoff positioning, and then looking a little bit ahead, you have obviously the US Open Cup final in Austin on Wednesday. You won, the MLS Cup. You were the MVP of the final last season with the Galaxy. Does that help you personally at all? Just going into a stretch like this, knowing that you've had the kind of success that you've had in big games in the past.
Yeah, this type of the game is good, and in the past I play a big game in good atmosphere, and it's better, you charge more, and yeah, it's a really good for us.
Yeah. And I guess what do you think it will mean to the teams, being back at home where you guys have had quite a bit more success than you have playing away from Geodis Park? What do you expect from the atmosphere on Saturday at Geodis, and how do you think that will impact the team?
Yeah, I think the fans every game they do the best performance, and we know that, and we are really happy for the fans, and when we play away they come too, and it's important for us because it's part of us, and this year we demonstrate like we can do inside of the playoff and battle in every stadium. I know that the fans a good performance in the Saturday.
Gaston, you you had all these experiences that Jacob was talking about, and how you personally have had that. Are you telling anything to the sort of younger players, or just players who maybe haven't experienced as much of this high intensity, high sort of playoffs or Open Cup final stuff, moments like that? Are you telling them anything, or are you helping them out?
Yeah. We talk too much, a lot with the guys, and the most important is learn that the mistake and don't repeat the mistake. And in this moment, we are in a moment to grow in the last game away, because in playoff it's happen is really hard. We know that if we play away, we need to bring some point, and this is important. The learn and don't repeat the mistake.
And then for you personally, you've had Patrick or Eddie generally with you in midfield. Do you adjust your game based on who is there, and what does that adjustment look like?
Say again, sorry?
You've partnered up in midfield with Patrick sometimes, and sometimes with Eddie. Do you change your game or adjust your game based on who's with you in midfield, and what does that look like?
I don't understand, sorry.
Okay. Your game, do you play any different?
Yeah.
If Patrick is there or Eddie is there?
If you play, no.
Yeah.
No. I think it's depend of the team, the other team. Sometimes we press different, like depend of the other team play. But it's important because BJ and the staff they have a good experience, and they understand how we need to press and who is the best in the moment, like we play, and it's nice.
Go ahead, Bob, if you have anything.
What have you seen on this Houston team?
What I think.
What have you seen on tape about this Houston team?
We see today something. They have a good players. I played the last season, but some players the same players, and they like to have the ball, and they play a short pass, but I said before, we are focused more in us mentality and us game, and we know that they have they need points, and we need to play for the frustration and maybe win the game.
Go ahead, Ben, on Zoom.
Yeah, Gaston, I think at the start of the season, BJ described you as kind of a quarterback, and just your ability to progress the ball forward and kind of control the tempo. How do you kind of view your role in the team, especially when it comes to creating chances and connecting with the forwards?
Yeah, I don't understand too much.
How do you view your role in the offense and helping create scoring chances?
Okay. Yeah, I think in the last game I can create some good balls, and I come for that, and the most important is the movement of the team and the mates. It's my best thing is play forward and search the free mates, and I think if you play more time, you can know the mate, and it's easier than if you play not too much.
And then it feels like you've been really close to getting results in a lot of these matches. Obviously conceding a late winner in Cincinnati, in Orlando, both of those games were really close to taking something from them. What do you feel like the missing piece has been from turning good performances into 3 points on the table?
Yeah, we have a good moment now for back to win and have the clean sheet in playoff, and we need to understand what happened in that game, and not repeat the mistake. But I think the team is we have a lot of meat this week for not repeat that, and and believe more in us, because this is the goal, you know, arrive to playoff and to win some trophy.
All right, thank you so much, Gastón. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.